Honored guests, the President is committed to achieving two states, Israel and Palestine, living side by side in peace and security. Make no mistake about that. He is personally committed to this goal because he believes that peace is in America's interests, just as it is in the interest of the Palestinian and Israeli people. The President has recognized that this will be a difficult task, but he has had emphasized that he will pursue it with the patience and the dedication that this task requires. He has backed up these words with action. On just his second day in office, he appointed one of our most trusted senior officials, Senator George Mitchell, to be his special envoy for Middle East peace. Since that time, the President has traveled to Cairo to address the Israeli-Palestinian conflict head-on and has met and spoken with his counterparts numerous times to advance the cause of peace, as he did last month personally during the UN General Assembly in a memorable address to that body. All the while, he has fully supported Senator Mitchell's diplomacy because this is a clear priority for this administration and because this President was not going to wait to do something about it until the end of his administration. Throughout the past several months, I believe that our policy has been clear, unambiguous, and consistent. We have called on all parties to meet their responsibilities and to take steps to create an environment in which negotiations can prosper and succeed. These steps were never meant as an end in themselves, but as a way to relaunch talks on the core issues of the conflict: security for both Israelis and Palestinians, borders, refugees, and Jerusalem. For Israel, these steps have included stopping settlement growth, dismantling outposts, and improving access and movement in the West Bank. For the Palestinians, it has meant continuing efforts on security and reforming the institutions of governance. And for the Arab states, it has meant reaching out to Israel to demonstrate the benefits of the Arab Peace Initiative as Israel takes steps towards peace. But our approach has not focused only on resolving the political issues that separate Israelis and Palestinians. It is also based on building an infrastructure for peace through bottom-up efforts to help the Palestinian Authority ensure security, develop its institutions, and provide for the Palestinian people. The Palestinian Authority, under the leadership of President Abbas and Prime Minister Fayyad, has made great strides towards achieving these goals. I witnessed this progress firsthand in 2008, when the PA transformed Jenin from a battle-scarred hotbed of violence into the secure, hopeful city full of people with great expectations that we see today. The PA recently took these efforts a step further with its two-year plan to build the institutions of a Palestinian state. We have strongly supported President Abbas and Prime Minister Fayyad as they have taken responsibility for their own fate and focused on what the PA can build now to shape the future, instead of waiting for the conflict to be resolved before this important work can be begun. As the President said a few weeks ago in New York, we've made some progress towards the goals we set out early this year, both on these bottom-up efforts and on getting the parties back to the negotiating table. But we must do much, much more. The time has come to relaunch negotiations without preconditions to reach a final status agreement on two states: a Jewish state of Israel and a viable, independent, and contiguous Palestine that ends the occupation that began in 1967 and realizes and unleashes the full potential of the Palestinian people. Senator Mitchell has worked hard with the parties over the past few weeks to find the right formula through which to begin these talks. We will continue that effort in the coming weeks because it is our strong and unequivocal view that we must move beyond talking about talks and get to the hard work of addressing the core issues that separate Israelis and Palestinians. As we do so, we cannot forget the people of Gaza and southern Israel. Just as we defend Israel's right to self-defense, we cannot accept the continuing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. And so we call for a reopening of the crossings with an appropriate monitoring regime to allow for the entry of legitimate goods into Gaza, because progress in the daily lives of the Palestinian people must absolutely and unequivocally be a part of a road to peace. We also continue to call for the immediate release of Gilad Shalit.